Today's adventure begins by looking at this very impressive Colorado mountain range. This gentleman has the same idea I have to document it for posterity, except he has an old-timey film camera. It's kind of a tie-in to today's episode. Pretty excited to be here on this property. As a recording of this, Sunday, June 19, 2022. Getting the scope through the viewfinder there. The incredible range of mountains, snow-peaked mountains, and off to the side, up the side of the hill, the Stanley Hotel. Historic and monumental. I've always wanted to stay here, and today I am. Welcome everyone, TheDailyWoo here. Back in 1974, a writer by the name of Stephen King, which 74 coincidentally was the year I was born. Stephen King stayed in these very accommodations, in those walls of that hotel here on property. Tonight, it's my turn. I'm inviting you to join me. Also, the 97 miniseries, The Shining. Stephen King got the inspiration to write the book, The Shining, right up there on that hill. Also, Dumb and Dumber. A lot of it was filmed in there. Oh, I'm so excited to be here. I'm inviting you to join me. Let's get up there, shall you? Now in that year, 74, winter was rolling in. There was a lot of snow, and Stephen King and his wife were one of the last ones to check in, so he was kind of stuck in the hotel, you know, what eventually morphed into what we know as The Shining by Kubrick, one of my all-time favorite films. Not only in the horror genre, but just across the board, probably my top 10. I've analyzed it. I have really dove deep into that movie over the years. And I'm sure anyone else that has, this place needs really no introduction. This is the real life Overlook Hotel, and they do embrace it fully. Now keep in mind, none of Kubrick's film took place, was documented and filmed on this property, but nearly all of the 97 miniseries filmed right here. Now my check-in time is not until 4 p.m. It is currently about 1:18, 1:19. So I got a couple hours to wander around before going into my room, and I'll give a room review too. I'll show what the rooms are like. And just to really represent The Shining in all its glory, they have built a hedge maze here. They have a hedge maze, just like Jack Torrance would have gone through. I'm gonna have to do that at some point. But I wanted to show this, the scene in Dumb and Dumber, when they pull up in the fancy sports car. The sports car was parked right here. And it pulls up there. Jim Carrey, Jeff Daniels get out of the sports car. And those are the stairs that Jim Carrey goes up and he's handing out the money. There you go. There you go. The Stanley Hotel, a Grand Heritage Hotel. There's the hedge maze down there. Oh, this is so cool. Back in June of 1909, F.O. Stanley, who's the founder, and the architect was Robert Weiger. Also placed on the National Registry of Historic Places. And now walking in, I'm noticing the word Stanley is across this classic car alert here as well. Take a look at this beauty right here in the lobby. And I'm already starting to get some miniseries vibes in here, because this is where Rebecca De Mornay, a little action scene. Actually, a lot of the action took place like right over in here in front of the front door. It does look a little bit different, like it's been repainted and different carpet and whatnot, but this is it. And the front counter kind of looks the same from that miniseries. And right next to the elevator and the staircase is a gift shop where they have some very interesting items. And they really do embrace some of the items in the gift shop. They have all kind of little trinkets and knickknacks, other paraphernalia that you can purchase, you know, when it has to do with The Shining, whether it be room keys, little emblems, plushies, things like that, even the books, and, you know, stuff even alluding to the miniseries as well, all kind of scattered through the gift shop. And outside the gift shop, if you go in the bar, even though it's been completely remodeled, this is where the scene in Dumb and Dumber where Jim Carrey's character was waiting patiently, and they've landed on the moon, that whole scene. So you said room 217 sold out for like a year straight?
Yes. Yeah, and then for Halloween. It's been
Oh
out
yeah,
for like 4 years.
I had someone calling in about that earlier today.
Yeah, we had a lot of questions.
Is there a 217 key over there?
Yeah.
Yes, it matches the metal on the doors.
So this is from the mold of the original keys.
I think so.
And that's the room Stephen King stayed in, right? 217?
Yes, that is.
That's awesome.
That's the Shining room.
Will I be able to see the room when I stay up there tonight? I can see the door?
You can go stop by. People do stay in there, so you know, don't make too much
definitely.
noise.
I won't knock on the door
Right.
or hide in the bathtub,
Yeah.
anything like that.
And-
You do.
Like
That's
I was
like-
mentioning, we have the Caretaker cottage tour as well, where we have the original.
Okay, I went up to the guest counter here and they were showing me the keys and whatnot. And I have really good news for myself and, you know, for anyone that's going to be watching this. Because I was originally going to be staying in the lodge. Now granted, you can walk around on property. I was going to ask because I was staying at the lodge, which is part of the same complex, which is right around that corner. Because everything online was sold out to stay in the Stanley proper. But one popped up and they said, yeah, you could stay here for the same price. I mean, it was like $370 and change plus tax, a little pricey, but you know what? I mean, come on. I had to do it. Which means I will be able to walk up to 217. I will be able to walk the halls. And this is what it looks like. Not the backside of water, even though that is water. This is the backside of the real life Overlook Hotel. I could do a little construction up there on that area, but this is around the back. They also gave me this paper. I do not know what room I'm going to be staying in yet, but if I'm in 401, there's different ghosts. 401, 407, 418, and then around the back, okay, it's just, 428, 1302, and 413. Now, of course, 217. And I was also informed they do a tour and you'll be able to see some props. They have just acquired the screen-used axe that Jack Nicholson, playing Jack Torrance in the Kubrick version, wielded against Shelley Duvall. You know, the going up, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not, give me, Wendy, darling, light of my life. All right, down this very staircase is where the tour area is. I didn't realize they had all this, celebrities and royalty that visited the Stanley. Some notable names through here. Oh, there's Bob Dylan right there. All right, this is pretty cool. Take a look at that. There's even like a signage there. There's Halloran. There's Rebecca De Mornay. And then of course over here, Jim Carrey, Jeff Daniels, Lloyd Christmas. Oh, it was the Danbury. It's called the Danbury, fictional Danbury. There's Jim Carrey. This is signed by all of them. This might be like a vinyl, like LP. Oh wow, they have the dollhouse from the miniseries. I'm going to show where this was outside. There's a spot where, you know, Jack Torrance is walking up to this, and you see the real hotel behind it, but then you see this in there in the miniseries. I was watching clips of that recently within the last week when I knew I was going to be here, and I thought, whatever happened to that? Didn't realize it's right here on property. All right, the tour I'm doing is called the Caretaker's Tour. It was $30, and that is the tour. You have to have a series of different tours, but that's the only tour where you could see the act of this Jack Nicholson signature. Everywhere you turn, there's just something from Kubrick's or something from the miniseries all through here. The creaky floors really add to the ambiance. You know what, Jack, you've always been the caretaker. I'm going on the Caretaker tour. Now the Caretaker's cottage is adjacent to the main building right over here in the corner. And they did not allow filming inside. It took probably about 45 minutes to an hour. Very, very informative, but I was allowed to take pictures. I asked if I could film. They said no. They appreciated if I couldn't film. But I did get some photos. They could take all the photos I wanted. And I was offered some juice and a snack, a cookie and juice going in. Once again, I was the only person on the tour. But you could see the inside, even though the furniture has been, you know, it's this time period furniture, but it's not the original furniture that was in front of the fireplace where the family would relax. Also, a kind of a prop typewriter there. That's the main caretaker. This was the master bath. Down here is the master bedroom. And then also, this is looking out the window. This is how close in proximity it was. And they did up one of the rooms as what they called the shining room, with that shining Kubrick shining carpet there. And there's that famous photo. But the axe was in a safe. And this is one of the screen-used axes. It's not the one that busted down the door. This one is made of a lighter substance that Nicholson was carrying in a couple of the other scenes, but not the one that he busted down the door. There was only a few screen used ones, and this is one of them. And they kept it behind a gate-coated case. You can even see there's the plaque there on the door. And check this out. They have recreated the bathroom where the woman comes out of the bathroom. And look at this. This is a recreation of Kubrick's bathroom, and I got to stand in the tub. He said, "You can stand in the tub." I said, "Even with my shoes on?" I said, "Yep, even with your shoes on." Look at that. Who can forget that? That scene is insane. Look at that. That is so cool. Even the tiles on the ground, and even the little rust marks, the recreation rust marks on the sink. Pretty cool tour. And there are some side buildings also, not the caretaker's area, but there are some side buildings. And this, I believe, is the lodge where I was going to be staying. And then I inquired if they had rooms in the main Stanley, and they did. So I really lucked out with that. But even staying in the lodge would be pretty dang awesome. I mean, it is here on the same property. It's owned by the Stanley as well. But I guess, you know, if you want to get technical, it's not inside the Stanley Hotel. Back in 15 is when they designed the Stanley hedge maze, obviously after that iconic moment. I bet in the wintertime you'd feel just like Jack Torrance Nicholson. Danny! Oh wow, that kind of startled me. The fence kind of leaned towards me. And I would imagine over the years, well, if it was in 2015, I would have thought these plants would be a little bit higher. Those are pretty high over there. But through here, you don't get, it's pretty easy to figure your way through here because, you know, you see, well, I'm pretty tall, so I can see over the top of the hedges. Okay, I think I found the way. I think I found the way. And there he is, right here in the hedge maze, F.O. Stanley. Nature has endowed Estes Park in a wonderful manner. That's what it says right there on the quotation, which is where the Stanley is located. They got a piano in here too. It says, "Please refrain from touching the keys." And there are a few more items down in here too. It's down on the bottom floor. The creaky door behind me. Like this old classic vehicle that's parked out front. The gateway to the Rocky Mountain National Park. There's another typewriter down there. Oh, look at this. Pieces of room 217. The base of the hotel plaster pieces of the original wallpaper from 217 were discovered. Wow. Room 217. Oh, wow. And then in 1911, there was an explosion that, okay, due to thunderstorm, caused the power on June of 19. Head chambermaid Elizabeth Wilson attempted the light to backup gas lamp in room 217. She was hurled through the room in room 217. Okay, 217 was originally a suite of 4 rooms. Pictured here is one of the rooms from the suite. Note the wallpaper, furniture, and decorations from the 20th century. And there's F.O. Stanley sitting on the porch of his cottage. Here's a nice little artifact too. It's like a cashier window. I don't know if that was used or anything. I mean, the purpose, there's a historical value, but I don't know if that was in the miniseries or not. Now this door, you have to do a different tour. I don't think I'm going to do any more tours. I think one was enough for now because I'm going to be kind of doing my own little personal tour once I check in. But this is called The Tunnel. It was used in Ghost Adventures, Stanley Effect, and Adventure Mess. But it's through this door. It's the old tunnel that the employees would pass through. That's pretty neat. And through that door, they had a little coffee stand called the Colorado Cherry Company, which is, it's not cherry flavored coffee, but I got a vanilla latte. Right inside there, inside the Stanley. And here's a little screen grab from the miniseries of the house, little miniature house next to the playground. Kind of in the same spot now where this secondary parking lot has now been created. So it would have been right about like this, which is where the swing set was and everything from the 97 version. And then when Halloran pulls up on the Snowcat, it was right in front, just about kind of from that angle. You know, not specifically, but more or less that angle. So that was the angle where the sports car pulls up, where Harold and Lloyd pull up to the front of the building. And all the boxes fall out of the front of the side of the vehicle when they open up the gull wing doors. It is right there. So it looks exactly the same. Well, mostly the same. Being very generous with them, with all that money they did not earn. It was in the Samsonite. It was in the Samsonite briefcase. And here's another one of Jim Carrey walking down the stairs. There's also one where he hands the money to the valet guy, which there's a really long line for check-in right now, so I'm just kind of doing this before I check in. But right over there is where kind of hands the guy the money, just kind of like right over there where those people are waiting to check in. And after that, he goes over to the bar. So the bar's on that far corner. That's where I was a little bit ago. It's all in the same area. And also the front entry doors is the same doors that Halloran walks in. And Jack comes out of the elevator, smashes him with the croquet mallet, looking back that direction. Of course, it's light out at the moment, and it's not snowing. But that elevator gives quite the reveal when he comes out with that mallet. Staircase there, smashes Halloran in the head with the croquet mallet. Now, obviously, the Kubrick is the far more superior one, but there's some good moments in the miniseries. It's got a few good moments. Gotta give it some credit. Okay, not much credit, but a little credit. Gotta give it a little credit. I'm showing this banister because this is where Rebecca De Mornay was screaming, as seen here, trying to warn him. Didn't work though. Here's a really good angle where Jack is kind of chasing Wendy. Wendy's down here on the floor. It's kind of like a low view like this, looking up, and they end up going into this very door here, which is behind the counter. And Jack is practicing his swing, his croquet mallet swing, as shown there from that low angle. All right, at 4:54, so 54 minutes took me to finally get checked in, and I am staying in room 313. All right, I'm getting on the basement elevator and going to level 3, the basement where the tours are and whatnot. Look at this thing. So B stands for basement. This thing has some serious history. Just going up to the lobby. Okay, I just went past the lobby. No one on level 1 pushed the button, so I'm going up to 2 and then the 3. Wow. Level 3. Oh, wow. Come and play with us, Danny. Forever and ever and ever. I have made it to my room, room 313, 313. I've already placed my bags over there on the chair. A little room tour, if you will. Don't want anyone with an axe walking through that door. Well, I could probably just, or a mallet. I do like that I have a good view out the window of the caretaker's cottage. There is no air conditioning in here. Let's see if this is open. Okay, that's, nope, they've got them sealed up. That does not open. So there is no AC in this version. Now there's 2 other off-site hotels, well, on-site hotels. See how this view is. Okay, this is the back courtyard view. Around the back, nice queen size bed. Now to reiterate, I had a queen size room over at the lodge accommodations, but because I got here really early, I just inquired if they had something over here, and because it was the same price, they went ahead and gave me this room, which was awesome. But I feel like if I would have got here right at 4 p.m. at check-in, there's just no way that would have happened. Into the facilities over here. Yeah, this is a really nice room. Got the soap, shampoo, a new shower. What's over in here? Oh, little closet. Put your luggage on there. Got the ironing board. Nice shower here. This is nice. Now when I travel, I always bring an extra fan. I usually put it by either the foot of the bed, like over there, or I put it like on the side just to give a little circulation. So not having AC in a room is really not that big of a deal for me because I just like to have, you know, some air flowing. But this also has an additional ceiling fan, which was really nice. A couch, so really if somebody wanted to sleep on the couch, a second person could sleep on the couch, just me. I'm in here, me and the ghosts of this place. Looks like a pretty decent size room. And there is a Keurig, which is a nice touch as well. I always like having a Keurig, a little fancier version than a regular small coffee maker. So I'm pretty happy with the room. A little pricey, but you know, it's a win in Rome moment. And I think really the best thing about all this is I'm in this building, so I have access to all the hallways. I can go to room 217, show the door, and show the locations from the miniseries while I'm in here, which I wouldn't have been able to do if I was staying at the lodge, so heck yeah. Okay, I got my stuff put away. Walked from the 3rd level up to the 4th level. Room 413, I'm reading the paper they gave me. It says several guests have reported seeing a man dressed in, quote, old-fashioned clothes standing in the corner of the room. I'm glad I'm not staying in 413. And then also, room 407, it said that you can feel someone tucking you in throughout the night. Someone feels like someone's sitting on the side of the bed. I'm glad I'm not in 407. And here's a really old photo here. This is from, wow, is that 1820s? Yeah, that's the 1820s. Also, there must be a 5th level. This must go up to the roof, but that's the attic. I don't even want to know what's in the attic. Room 428, a cowboy tends to frequent inside these accommodations. A cowboy can be seen pacing at the front of the bed, a Wild West character. When asked to leave, he did, but he leaned over and gave the woman staying in there a kiss. Very interesting. Room 418, things move around on their own. Covers get pulled back, items taken off shelves. Bathroom lights turned off and on. It is really eerie in here. I don't know, it's so quiet and eerie. Trying to find room 401. So you got 405 here, then 403. It appears as if 401 is under construction. There's a sign that says it's under construction. But 401, according to this, is accommodated by someone to be believed as Lord Dunraven. Closet doors open and close, and you can feel Lord Dunraven's arm around your shoulders or waist. Level 2, the infamous room 217. And among many other things that have happened since then, according to the folklore, that is where Stephen King stayed and got the idea to write the book The Shining in 217. Booked up for a year in advance if you want to rent that room out. And you go out the doors into the 2nd level and kind of down these stairs. This is where I was earlier checking in. Down there, this is looking down. Sounds like there's a lot of people in the lobby. And I'll match up some more of the 97 Shining at some point too, but I just wanted to show some of the ghost stuff. Ghosts. That's for posterity. Incredible mountains over there. Don't want to get snowed in here for the winter, however. Don't want that to happen. It's also very interesting that Stephen King returned here to the scene of where he got the idea to write the book to correct. He corrected him, talking about Kubrick, because he was not really into the Kubrick version. He wanted to put his own miniseries out. So he returned here and did some promo work, you know, to promote and also, you know, put the film out, the miniseries out. So he stayed here once, probably stayed here more than once. This building here is the lodge where I was gonna be staying. This is the concert hall, I believe. And if you follow this road, if you look at it on maps, right up here is Overlook Lane, which connects with Overlook Court. Interesting name. Now there is a town just a couple minutes down the road, and the tour guide was telling me that the reason the real caretaker did not kind of go off the deep end like Jack Torrance did, because he would check the Farmer's Almanac, and every so often, every couple of weeks during the heavy winter, he knew he could go down to town and meet up with a couple people and have a little friendship and fellowship going on that would keep him a little bit sane. Where obviously, in the movie and miniseries, that just wasn't a possibility. Directly behind the hotel is Overlook Court, called the Residences at the Stanley. Can't go any further than this, but you could see there are houses or condos up here that people can live in, either for sale or for rent. I'm trying to find a place to get something to eat here on property. There's a place called The Post, which says it's the old carriage house by F.O. Stanley. So the old carriage house was renovated into now a restaurant called The Post, and the merchandise that they have inside is pretty interesting. There's even a shining shirt. There's the twins right there, but instead of having the girls' faces, they're chicken heads. Chicken head twins. Went ahead and placed an order here at The Post. And I had to buy the shirt. It said to be about 10-15 minutes. I ordered a chicken sandwich and mac and cheese and mashed potatoes and gravy. And I back up in my room just for a bit. Decided to eat in my room instead of grabbing a table at the restaurant. But this is what we're dealing with. Got the ketchup for the fries there. Looks to be a pretty good size piece of chicken there between the two pieces of bread. Looks like a hamburger bun. Toasted. And some sort of secret sauce. Mashed potatoes with the gravy mixed in. It looks like a little extra something in the gravy there. That looks pretty tasty. And then some mac and cheese. 16 ounces, but, you know, kind of 16 ounces. I didn't fill it all the way to the brim, but that's what we're dealing with. I'm in the mood for some chicken. After this, I'm going to wander around a little more. The sun is now setting. It looks pretty amazing over the mountain range there with the sun kind of setting. I'm going to go walk through here and show a little bit more of the spots from the miniseries, starting with one right here at the staircase. Looking down from level 4, Danny's going into a door down on the bottom floor, and that door is right down there. Looking exactly the same other than the carpet's changed, but that door, it's still down there. You could just picture Danny walking in there. Don't go in there, Danny. And as darkness is rearing its head, there's a couple spots I could not find. I don't know if they redid the place over the last 25 years or not, but there's a few scenes like this one here that do not look like the hallways in there, so I'm wondering if they used the lodge, because that building is around the same time too. And after going inside and kind of roaming the halls leading towards the rooms, it is not in the lodge. It has to be over there in the big building. Has to be, or maybe it was on a soundstage. Could have been on a soundstage, just certain scenes. Check out this little vehicle. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe a soundstage for some of the hallways. So I'll just continue showing some of the ones that are definitely in here. I'm not trying to match up everything. This isn't a full filming location video or anything. But I figured since I was here, I might as well show what I can show. Kind of give a good rundown. Oh, it looks neat all lit up like this, doesn't it? Wow, it looks cool at night. That looks so cool. And another great image of him with the croquet mallet here in the front lobby. Notice the 3 windows there. Behind him is the entrance to the lobby. And with the exception of the carpet and some new furniture, pretty much still looks the same, those 3 windows. And the McGregor room down there can be seen from another angle. I'll walk over a few feet and get that. I gotta say, I much prefer the axe in the Kubrick and Nicholson, but you know, croquet mallet works too, more or less. And one level up from where the lobby is, kind of looking down, he's like standing there with that croquet mallet from this angle. And in that photo, there was definitely wood floor. You can definitely see that they have replaced it with carpet now, and even new carpet here on the stairs as well. Over here on the 200 block, this is the only place I could figure where Danny comes down the stairs and looks at the fire hose, or the hose, not the fire hose, but just the hose there. It's the only level that has a nozzle that I've seen next to a staircase like this. So I'm guessing in the last 25 years they've removed, or they've added those additional doors down there and kind of changed the archways a little bit. Keep in mind, they probably use a wide angle lens, which makes the door over on that side down the way seem a little bit farther away, but this is my best guess. As shown here from the miniseries. So there's the stairs, there's the fire hose, and there's the door down there, but then they added the additional doors that are here in 2022. And this is pretty awesome. The little seats that are down here going from level 2 down to the lobby still look the same with the railings and everything, but there's still a little seat area over there. Looks identical except for the carpet. And of course, back in 97, less photographs, less picture frames and mirrors on that wall too. Now I'm gonna say they probably did not utilize level 4 too much, simply because there's just no room with the roof and ceiling line right there to have the arches. But level 3 has the most arches. Okay, I kind of feel, in my opinion, that the long hallway, man, the squeaking of these floors really just does add to the ambiance. The long hallway angles were kind of like right here, but you could see how there's one archway, but I think there were some all the way down this hallway. This is really the only floor you could do that on. And you know, the doors kind of match up. That's real, unless it was on a soundstage. It was on this level right here. And I feel like they added a fake door all the way at the end of the hallway. I think that door all the way at the end that you see multiple times was not a real door, just for effect. And here's another one with a kind of a fisheye like angle, looking down the arches of Danny. But you see that door at the end, which there's no door here in real time. The numbers don't match up either on the doors. Now this is just a guesstimate. I cannot confirm, but possibly a fake door at the end. And this was where he comes out of the room. You think he's safe, and then the hands pull him back in. Keep in mind, the arches have been removed. There's one arch at that end, but not any more down the hallway. That's my best guess. All right, I went back and watched quite a few scenes, and there are definitely some parts in the miniseries in '97 that were not inside this. It looked like they could have been in the hallways, but there's one or two frames. That light just came on. That light just turned on. There's one or two moments that are not in this hotel, at least not in the modern hotel. And there's some parts where he's taking the mallet and kind of busting down in the side of the hallways and side of some of the rooms. That was probably a soundstage, in my opinion. And now for the real challenge, the hedge maze at night. I'm going in through the other side. I didn't go through the side. I went the other way before. Well, this might be a little too dark. I don't even know if this is wise to be going through here when you can't see anything. Might trip over one of these rocks that kind of make up the maze itself. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I could hide over here and do like an HHN moment where someone turns around the side of the bush and that wouldn't be nice, though. That wouldn't be nice. I'm not going to do that. You could really startle someone, though. I would probably have a heart palpitation. I'm looking at my reflection in this mirror to see if anything, at least my reflection shows up, so I know I'm not a vampire. I'm looking if there's anything else. What was that noise? I don't know what that noise was. I don't think it was anything. I think it's someone's cell phone making a racket. And I also remember seeing a viral photograph that was kind of floating around the interwebs that a guy took in here. He did like a 360 camera type of thing, and part of the 360 image, there was a figure that was right up here on this corner standing against that railing, right there. I don't see a figure there now though, but In that photograph, it looked pretty real. Now, I have to admit, I am partial and really love the Kubrick version. Jack Nicholson portraying Jack Torrance. I did read the book a long time ago, and I thought the book, using my imagination, was more frightening than the miniseries, but there were some moments in the miniseries that I liked. Nonetheless, Dumb and Dumber, The Shining, Stephen King history, all right here. I was just talking to the guy at the front desk, and he said that this does not look familiar to him at all. That's the one that I'm confused by. That scene, this one, nowhere in the hotel, and that one. He was saying that they did film a little bit on a soundstage in Denver, so that's what I'm going with. And that's going to do it for today. From the stand... Oh, the light just went off. What the heck? Why? That's weird. Maybe it's on a timer. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is... It's such a cool looking hotel. And the tour guide was saying that The Shining really had a lot to do with saving this place. It was fallen on disrepair many years ago. And the book, the original movie, not so much the miniseries, really helped propel the popularity of this place. In fact, I don't know how many people really associate this with the 97 version. But really, if you're staying here or just walking around the hallways, walking around the lobby, it's a film set. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. The vlog is over.